He ate it. Susan, hit the water. You know, start off tarpon fishing, looking forward to and thinking, hey, it's fall, we got all these pilchards, you know, we're gonna have a great time, light up these tarpon, it's gonna be awesome. And then, you know, and really disappointed at first. By the end of the day, after we hooked those blacktip, seeing those incredible jumps, I'm glad the tarpon weren't biting. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome, man. Oh, look at him jumping. Coming at it. Oh, look at him jumping right in the boat. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, those blacktips are awesome. Oh, yeah. Come on, come on. Oh, he ate it. He ate it. He ate it. Nice, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought you said you had
I got him, relax.
Oh, dude, he just ripped my boat off. Oh, awesome. Look at that big boy. Woo.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
That was a fun day. We got to go out there and get on those big blacktips. It was pretty interesting that you know, we started the day off looking for something totally different. Caught some bait that morning, you know, netted a bunch of big razor belly pilchards, really nice ones. You know, so thought we'd go tarpon fishing. Started out there, the west end of the Lonkey Bridge there, you know, chumming with pilchards, thinking we'd catch tarpon. Everything looked right, but they weren't there.
Well, that's why it's always nice to have a lot of different plans, like having a well full of pilchards, like having some chum, like having different types of tackle on the boat. You know, you can go out, and in a lot of cases we do, where we're in a bonefish tournament, or where we have someone that wants to fish for a very certain thing, and it's like, okay, no matter what, we're doing this. That's one style of fishing. The other style of fishing is, hey, look, you know, the conditions have changed a little bit. Let's make sure that we're just gonna go exploring. Okay, we're out here now, the tide looks good, let's try this for a little while. If that's not happening, we'll go try something else. And so we've got the boat loaded down with shrimp and crabs, we've got pilchards, and then we stop there ready to catch some tarpon and very quickly get a bite. Doesn't happen to be a tarpon.
There you go.
First cast, feels jacky. It's heavy, heavy fish.
All right, what's your prediction?
You know, I don't have one. It's a very strange fight.
It's fighting deep. I'm gonna go grouper.
Saltwater fish, like Scott Walker says. It's definitely a saltwater fish.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was. I mean, you were fighting this fish and it was going down. I was thinking it was a grouper. And, you know, just had no idea what it was. And finally, it's a cuda.
That's amazing. What a weird fight for a cuda, huh?
Yeah, I know. Perfect, right in the old schnauzer.
Very nice.
It'll work good for bait.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yep, that makes more sense because he sure did get it right as soon as it touched the water. Didn't know if a grouper was going to be up that high.
Yeah.
But he fought very strange here. The cuda is a wonderful game fish, and we're getting ready to fish all week long, right? So we know that today may be beautiful, but you know, there's a forecast for the changing weather throughout the rest of the week. So we could take that cuda, we can put him in the cooler and keep him, and if we don't use him today, we can put him in the freezer, we can use him sometime during the week, because if you decide that you want to go shark fishing, oftentimes that's when the barracuda or whatever you're going to use for bait or chum is incredibly hard to find, you know. So we chose to keep that one, and then all of a sudden, a few minutes later, catch another one.
It's a nice cuda, man.
Good cudas. Derek DeYoung would be happy. Yeah, that's a good one. Pilchard eater.
Be amazed if we can go 2 for 2 with no steel.
Well, maybe we've come across a new hook. This is the special cuda hook. Oh, you got it. You're flossing
He's
him, dude.
flossing.
Come here, little fella. Ooh, that may be the floss that's saving us.
Yeah, I mean, I was, you know, chumming hard, thinking these tarpon were going to show up. You know, it was kind of the end of the incoming tide, which is usually a good time for the tarpon, but another cuda.
You know, that's what makes fishing down here so much fun, is really when you go to a place like that and everything looks right. And then you go there and they're not there. So just at the time where you think you've got it wired, you learn just a little bit more and realize that you don't really know as much as you think, or wow, how much more there is to learn.
2 for 2 with no steel leader. That's a rarity. All right. That would be good shark bait. Let's keep that.
Yeah.
Those black tips that are around, you want to see some fun?
I like fun.
They're pretty ferocious. 2 for 2. That was awesome, man. Oh, look at him jumping. Coming out. Oh, look at him jumping right in the boat. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you in part by Hawks Cay Resort, the only key you'll need. Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Yeti, built for the wild. And by Hook, Power Pole, St. Croix Rods, Buff, and Vibe.
We had a couple kudas there. We had, the tarpon bite didn't seem like it was going to happen. So, as that tide switched, it was like, hey man, I know where some great blacktips have been. And earlier in the week, I'd been out there and seen blacktips everywhere. I mean, they were swarming. I was telling you about that. You even thought you might be able to catch one on the fly. I wasn't too confident on that, but I knew that they'd be swarming. With that cuda for chum, we were in business. So, so we switched gears, put the tarpon gear away, ran out just a little bit further, not much, and got set up where I'd seen these blacktips.
If the Key West cat sharks are any indication, we're gonna murder them here.
It was beautiful sunlight. We could really see good. Got that cuda in the water, started chumming him out. That oil and blood from the cuda started running out. And man, it did not take long. All of a sudden, boom, here comes a nurse shark. Here comes another nurse shark. A couple sharp nose started to show up. I mean, it was almost instantaneous.
Yeah. Here comes 3, 4. There's a bunch of them out here, Rich.
All right.
Well, that's pretty good, Rich. You said they were gonna be in here. They're really in here. And so I thought, okay, well, here are the sharp nose coming in. I'll just pull out a light rod, put on a shark fly, and try to catch one of these. And I started thinking, well, I think if you go ahead and catch a couple, that's gonna actually fire them up even more, because that's what I believe. Action brings more action. And it's one thing to put out the chum and have them all around there. It's another thing to start catching something, and that fish starts to cough up what
really
he's
does
been
make
eating.
a huge difference.
Oh, he ate it. See, hit the water. That was awesome, man. Oh, look at him jumping.
Try to stay
Coming out. Oh, look at him jumping right in the boat. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, those blacktips are awesome. Look at them on the surface out there.
If I can get this one right here, we get a double.
Did you see him coming right at us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at him jumping way out there, way out there. Wow, look at him jumping. More. Look at him going. Oh my goodness, look at him going. Look at that craziness. He's like a blue marlin, dude. Look at him. Now
I want that on this. The jumps that fish did, I mean, seriously, if you were trying to convince somebody, hey, I got this fish, it's great to fish for, it's super strong, it jumps, it's awesome, you're gonna love it, that would be the one to show them. Like, that fish went nuts when you hooked it.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, that's from the way we're fishing right there in that super shallow water, visual, clear, seeing them come in, it's exciting. And then to have a fight like that, I mean, it checks every box.
Yeah.
And I don't care what, people think, oh, I'd rather catch a bonefish or permit or dead tarpon or whatever, more glamorous, reputation. That's a cool fish to catch.
Gosh, how many times did that guy jump?
It was awesome, man.
Amazed he stayed on. The bigger ones, when they jump like that, they roll up in that leader, and it's just really hard to keep them from breaking off.
What makes it even more fun is that typically you can get a few more fish on than going for some of the other species that you call glamour species, the bonefish, the tarpon. You're going to get a few more opportunities to hook a fish of that size and caliber than you would if we were tarpon fishing. Even if we were at the bridge, tarpon fish with mullet or pilchards or whatever, if you get on a really hot blacktip bite, you could catch 20 I mean, if you were really working it, you had lots of chum, and you could
Catch as many as you want.
catch as many as you want. You got him?
Yeah, man, you want to land him?
Sure. I got a couple right here by me.
Blacktips?
Yeah, there's a couple of blacktips.
The only other thing I think that fights like these pound for pound is a bonefish. I mean, look, this is the guy's not even that big. Incredible runs, jumps, the whole routine.
One of the things that I like most about the blacktip and the shark fishing is that for someone who hasn't had an opportunity to catch a lot of those fish, it's a great situation. It's a great learning situation, because you're going to learn more about pulling on a big fish by catching those. You're going to get so much more experience. I mean, how long does it take you to catch 5 tarpon? It just takes a lot longer to accumulate all that knowledge that you're going to get through one blacktip fishing trip that's successful.
Yeah, man, look at that coloration. It's so unique, the way it shines in the sun. Coppery color.
It's probably the most athletic of all our sharks.
Wow. Nice.
Nice and easy there.
That is cool, man. What an incredible jump sequence. One after the other. The only other thing I've ever seen jump like that is a blue marlin, you know, when they're coming towards the boat, just going crazy.
Yeah.
And he
a lot
came
of people
right
don't
at
know
us
about these sharks,
over and
man.
over.
A lot of people don't know how much fun they are to catch, and you know, there's not a lot of other fish this size that we can catch that many of, you know? That's the thing too. It's like, got him.
What you got?
Blacktip.
All right. Good job, dude. Got him to eat that fly.
He ate it good. He just came right over there. Just like yours. You said as soon as you hit the water, and that's just about what happened here. Put it in there, stripped it once, and he just piled all over it.
Wow.
There's a couple of different ways that I've had success catching the sharks on fly. One is to throw it well out in front of them and let it just kind of swing into them, and they come by as they're coming up for the chum, and the fly kind of swings into them. Sometimes you can get them to bite like that. Wasn't working like that day. So I'm gonna try a different approach, and that is casting very, very close to them, just plopping it right in front of them and one strip. And man, the first one that I tried like that, it worked perfect. I put it right in front of the fish, stripped once, and he just turned his head and eats it right there. And I was kind of hoping for that sharp nose.
I saw that line just stripping out of your hand as fast as it could be before you got on the reel. That was an amazing run.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about the blacktip, especially this time of the year, that you can really catch a number of them. They fight every bit as hard as a tarpon. It's some of the best practice you could ever have in fighting a tarpon.
Look at him way out there jumping.
I mean, you can call it tarpon practice, or you can just call it fun. These things are awesome. Catch another one while I'm catching this one. Keep them going. I believe in that.
You good to go now?
Yeah. Action brings more action.
That's a big one there. That's a 100-pounder.
But a fun fish to catch on fly, man. And you know, we're using a standard fly rod, the same kind of fly setup that you would use for tarpon. It's a 9-foot, 9-weight St. Croix sole rod. And I've got a floating line, a Cortland floating line on there, weight forward floating line. And for shark fishing, what you're gonna do is the same basic leader, except at the end, you need to use wire instead of the 80-pound monofilament. So little, you know, you got your fly, a haywire twist, and I only like, you know, just a short little piece of wire, and then another haywire twist or an Albright knot back to the rest of the leader. That's gonna cast pretty well, and it's gonna be a very, very similar fight to what you're gonna find when you're tarpon fishing.
That's cool, man. I haven't got these guys on the fly much before. Have you done this before with the blacktips? That's really cool, especially the way they're swarmed up today.
Yeah, this is actually really good. Perfect for what we're doing.
I've saw a couple that were 2 to 3 times this size. But this is, as you said, that's about all you want right there. They're so dense. Just solid, every bit of them.
Want me to help you?
Yeah, please.
I got a light drag. Right here.
Okay, he's gonna go crazy, so hold on. Man, he ate the heck out of that thing. Nice job, man.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I'm gonna do it again. As a fishing guide, you've got to really watch your sun exposure. And if you're fishing every single day, you have to take measures to cover yourself up. And that could be, you know, in the past it's been zinc oxide all over the face. You know, people's lips get really sunburned, so you see some guides, they would just put zinc oxide all over their nose and all over their face. Total sunblock, that's what they were looking for. But one day, one of my customers brought a product on the boat. He said, hey man, my wife got this for me. You might like it. And it was on a card, and I looked at it, and I picked it up, and it looked just like this. And I was like, okay, I don't know how this works. I'm gonna try it on, put it on, and within 2 minutes, I knew that this was the product that I had been looking for. It's multifunctional headwear. It's made by Buff. There's lots of ways to wear this thing, but the way that the Florida Keys fishing guides are wearing it is basically to wear it around your neck for most of the day until you either start getting too much sun or you want to cover up your face more. And then you're going to have your sunglasses on like this and pull this up, all the way up. So it's covering the side of my face perfectly, it's covering my neck, and it's covering the back of my neck. This thing is an absolute lifesaver. So Buff solved this problem for the Florida Keys fishing guides and anybody that's out in the sun a lot through this product. As fabrics get better and better and better, the product continues to improve. There is over 50 plus sunscreen in this product. This one is the brand new one, the newest of the new. This is the Cool Net UV Plus multifunctional headwear from Buff. It's 4-way stretch, so it's way more comfortable in my opinion. I like it way better. It'll stretch in four different ways. It's 50 plus sunscreen, meaning that if you keep this thing on, it's gonna be better than any sunscreen you're putting on. Keep this on all day and it's gonna block it out. 50 plus. You can stay out 50 times longer in the sun than you would be able to without. That's what that means. And they're also thinking about their environment. They're using Reprieve, which is sourced from recycled materials, and it takes 2 water bottles to make one of these. They're getting these water bottles. Certainly we don't want plastic in our oceans, and if we can recycle that and make it into products, that's amazing. If you're not wearing multifunctional headwear and you're out in the sun a lot, you should definitely give it a try. Wear pants, wear long sleeve shirts, cover up with buffs or arm sleeves or whatever. But the most important thing is if you're gonna spend your lifetime out in the sun, you gotta be super careful about it. Now we have some protective equipment that will let you stay out there and stay out there safely.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you in part by Yellowfin, only in a Yellowfin. Mercury Marine, go boldly. Motor Guide. And by Daiwa, Ameritrail, Nikon, B&W Trailer Hitches, and Florida Marine Tracks.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the show. You know, we'd like to get to know you better, carry on the conversation, and the best way to do that is follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
So it's interesting how that day went because, you know, start off tarpon fishing, looking forward to and thinking, hey, it's fall, we got all these pilchards, you know, we're gonna have a great time, light up these tarpon, it's gonna be awesome. And then, you know, and really disappointed at first, you know, man, didn't see one tarpon, they didn't bite, you know, kind of disappointed. And then by the end of the day, after we hooked those blacktip, seeing those incredible jumps, that blistering runs, you know, watching them come in that clear water and seeing the aggressiveness of those fish. I'm glad the tarpon weren't biting. That was a lot of fun. I would say I had more fun with that one fish going crazy, jumping, spinning, coming towards me, going away. That was better than any tarpon I've ever caught.
Yeah.
That was an incredible catch.
A lot of times the disappointment leads to a better adventure. And a lot of times, you know, if there had been 1 or 2 tarpon at that bridge, maybe we would have stayed there and, you know, had a mediocre day. We moved on, used what we, you know, knew and used the opportunities there to really experience something pretty special. And I'm glad we did. I mean, I love the sharks. They're super fun to fish for, and, you know, there'll be plenty of tarpon out there other days.
These guys are just thick pound for pound. That is a cool fish. Very cool. Wow. He is really cool and pretty. Really. Totally torpedo shape.
That's the athlete,
Yeah.
the decathlon champion. All around best athlete we've got on the flats as far as the sharks go, and I tell you what, he's competitive with the tarpon too. Certainly the best inshore athlete. I guess I don't know much about makos, but I know they're super fast, but this guy is definitely an athlete. You can just see how muscular he is.
You want to hear the drag screaming. That's about as fast as it goes there.
There we go.
Yeah, man. Look at him go.
Didn't even bend the hook out. There you go.
That is cool, man. Thank you.
God, what a wonderful afternoon.
Awesome.
The wind just died off, the fish are around, water's clear. This is your classic Florida Keys afternoon.
Very cool.